Welcome to Empyrion Galactic Survival, and here we are. We're out in space looking at my carrier, and what I want to do in this part is do a little bit more work on it, use some of the blocks that I obtained by taking down the drone base in the previous part, and I'm going to try and keep this video relatively short because I know building isn't particularly that exciting. And in the next part we'll be back down on the planet finishing off those two remaining POIs. Let me just spin this round and just give you a bit of an update. Let's turn the light on. I've had a couple of comments about doing things in the dark, and what you can see here is I've done a little bit of work here with respect to the positioning the large thrusters. I'm quite happy with this, and I want them recessed back here so that it's going to be quite difficult for any opposition to get a direct hit on them. The other thing I've also done is put these groups of 4 half blocks in here so that I've got a space here should I want to put in an extra 2 large thrusters. I may change this over time, but I'm not, but at the moment we're still very much in the process of fleshing things out. And what I'd like to do in this part is fill in over the top of that and get the level coming back up to this area here. What I've done here is effectively built a bit of a bastion here. This is all solid combat blocks for the turret to settle on. We're going to need to blend down in this area down into the main area of the ship here where I've got some turrets. But what I really want to do at the moment is work on this area here, because what I'm thinking is 3 turret positions. I'd like to put in some thrusters as well for lift and drop in this area here. So it'd be 3 up, 3 down, and I think stats wise, of course we can't see, we've got to switch the power on. So if I switch the power on and go to stats, you see at the moment we've got, what was it? Why have I got no? I turned the thrusters off. Let me just check. Yeah, we haven't got all the full thrusters on. So if we come back into here, that's because I put the large thrusters on the rear. You can see at the moment we've got 168 in that direction, 217 in that direction. And what I would like to do is get these 2 up to 253. So yeah, it's 217 meganewtons in each way. So I think it is roughly 3 more thrusters, or is it 2 more? I think well, it's not important how big the thrusters are. We'll get to it. And what we're going to need to do now is just connect up to the block store. I've brought up 537 combat steel blocks. We've got 572 steel blocks, and I've also got 736 hardened steel blocks. I've got quite a pile of saphium plates as well, should I want to harden anything up. But we'll see how it goes. Of course, what we're going to need to do is put in the symmetry plane. We should be able to do it from this direction. Just put the symmetry plane on like that. And the first thing I really would like to do is take something out, actually. I'm looking at this and I've realized that these blocks probably aren't there. I need to make this look the same so I can build a uniform protective structure over the top of here. So we'll just get in here, a block there, and I suppose what I can do is put in this here. So just that. Now that looks a bit kind of heavy, cumbersome, doesn't it? And of course I've the joys of the symmetry plane. I think if I do that, and then maybe if I go across like that, and then can put in. So I'm aware that this ship looks very chunky, and that means that this area now can be blended in the same way as, I don't know, I think maybe that little step down notch works to make it slightly different from the outside. So that protects that, and then of course what we're going to have to do is come back here, just change this. Just again, I don't really want any opposition to have the chance of taking down these thrusters. So we will cover these with combat steel. Now this has got quite a big step down here. So I think if we put one more layer in like that, and then I think I would like to keep this going the way it is at the moment. So we'll put another layer of these on. That the thin ones. Oops. Well, come on, Gabe. Behave yourself. And what we will do is blend this down into this main deck here eventually. So we'll just come up here. I mean, I might reshape this a little bit over time, but first things first, we'll just get that in there. I think what we got, which one's the hardened? This is the hardened steel block, isn't it? And what I want to do is just bring this through with some hardened steel blocks. This doubles the thickness of the deck here. So maybe we'll just bring you in like that, and you up like that. That kind of gives an idea of the shape that I'm starting to work towards here. And then what we're going to do is, I mean, these would be an interior layer, so we'll just come here, maybe just kind of that a bit like that, maybe a couple of blocks there. So what I'm thinking is a bit of an angle here, coming out probably quite sharp. So we'll work on that over time. And I do want to bring this down fairly sharply because I want some more. I'd like to have some more weapons platforms over here. So what we'll probably do is taper this down to a single tier here. I think what we'll do is we'll just put in this area here with 2 more lines of hardened steel blocks, just to keep topping this up. I think we can put the central spine of hardened steel blocks in here. I mean, I'll probably have to tunnel down to put the thrusters in, but it'll be okay. That's that there. And then back to the combat steel blocks. I think we'll just run you back like that. I mean, I can work on the detail as I go along. I would just fill this in here like that. Probably don't need combat steel here, but we'll just fill that in. And then we'll just blend this in here. So that gives me this platform here. I think what I'd like to have is the turret position here. Let me just see if I can find my texture tool. I think it's in here. Yep. Aha, can't do that, so I have to here. And we'll just drop that on there. And I think what we'll do is we'll do exactly what I've done before. We'll just put in, just mark the position of the turret there. What we'll probably do is have a rocket turret here. And then I think it probably would make sense to, but we're going to need to tunnel in. So we're just going to that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. And then we're just going to sneak in a bit like that. Or is that not far enough? It's going to be do something a bit. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Let me just come back in here. put in a hardened steel block back there. And what we're going to have to do is drop this connection, and I've now got to find where my supplies are. Let me see, where did I put the thrusters? I think they're in here somewhere. It's on the Silver Warrior. There it is, 22 thrusters. So, I'm not exactly short of thrusters at the moment. And I'm just going to put so they're the right way round. What we're going to do is just kind of squeeze you in there and there. And then we'll just flip you. And then we'll just drop in 3 thrusters there. So that should give me a lift at the rear of the ship, which should help with respect to countering the effect of these at the front. Now I may put some more on, but what I'm possibly thinking is to have some out like about here as part of the weapons platforms. The trouble is the thickness in respect to the actual the thickness of the deck. I mean, the alternative would be to put some more up here, but at the same time I don't really want to go too far overboard. What I'd like to do is keep the option of being able to add the thrusters according to things. Okay, we're just going to do that, and then we'll just put the power back on. Take a look at the stats. So we're up to 272, so we're actually gone beyond the requirements now, which is okay. That's not a problem. I mean, this is going to be a big ship. It's going to be very heavy, and I think that's going to be a bit of an understatement. I wouldn't mind a set of lateral thrusters out here as well, and maybe some more here. So that would give me 4 sets of thrusters along the side here. Maybe we need to shape this bit in a bit. Let me just... It's getting a very blocky though, which is a slight cause for concern. Block store, combat steel, hardened steel, and mild steel. What we'll do is we'll just put in this area here with that. Keep filling this area in. I mean, I've got nothing to actually put into this area, so we might as well just block it in and just come out like that. Oops, didn't need to do that. What would I want to do to come down here? I think we're maybe come down a bit like that. Maybe something like that. And oh, we could take this up a little bit higher. No, I think this will work. And then we can put you there. And then that kind of blends that into the spine of the ship here. And I think if we come out, oops. This is going to be the top of the ship, isn't it? So come out like that. There. And maybe we'll just come back like that. And I think if we can turn this corner a little bit, what we can do is make this a bit thinner and drop this down almost vertical onto here. And this is 1, 2, 3. And yeah, I think we can make this work. If I put something like that there, back to there, go underneath with hardened steel blocks like this. We'll just make this into a solid spine to start with, like that. So we've got this really solid area here now. And I'd like to have a double thickness there because there's only one thickness of blocks on. Or was it? Yeah, I mean there'd only be one thickness of blocks here, so maybe we need to come out another layer for a double height. They do about here, like that. So really going through the hardened steel blocks. I mean, this is one of the things about building like this on an epic scale. I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of shorten this down a little bit, like that. Actually, we can probably fill this area in here. And of course, every line I put on this side is reflected on this side here as well. So, and we go back to the combat steel. And I think we can off something like that, say about there. And then we go to we got these thrusters here. So if I say, for example, actually we can come back one, so maybe like that. So what I'm thinking is maybe a rocket turret here and a couple of, I think, pulse laser rockets. So where is it? Let me just have a look. A couple of laser turrets on this area here to give me some rear defenses in this direction, and then we can blend this down. And I think if we work on this area here, and I mean that would give me a little bit of thickness. Got those thrusters there. Let me just work on this area here. Oops. I think maybe we can just come off like that. No, that's a half block, isn't it? I think we'll just drop off really sharp like that. Maybe we'll come back. The thrusters are about there. That's the line on that. So if we come, say, about there, like that. And that's one there. That's there. You're there. So if I put in, say, a couple of blocks there, take out that. Oops, well, I've got my shotgun. We'll retrieve that block there, and maybe we'll just go in like that on that side, and we'll do exactly the same on the other side. Actually, it's that one, isn't it? I think I've just messed that up. I'm just put a hard and still block in there. Is that right? Make sure. And then what we can do is put in our lateral thrusters here. Actually, let me just do this. They'll be able to keep flipping backwards and forwards. We've got 16 of these left. Oops, I didn't need to do that. I want you on there. And just and what we can do is put 1, 2, 3 there. And that matches up with this here. And what that will do is give me the lateral thrust capabilities there. And as I say, we'll put another group of 3 there. And that should really substantially improve the maneuverability of the ship. I could put a line of steel blocks in here just to save a bit of weight. Let's put in a line of steel blocks up to say about here, because this would be an inner core. This is solid as well. Then again, why am I putting the steel blocks here when I've got hardened steel blocks inside? It's not, well, truthfully, it's not like I've got to conserve the hardened steel blocks, because I've got my hardened steel block mine over there. So, well, I will just leave those in, and I'll put some hardened steel like that there. And we'll put the combat steel on this area here, like that. And go back to the hardened steel. There, 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 there. And I like the idea of just keeping that angle coming down at least one more layer, so that these kind of sit in a common plane. So just if we come out down like that. Again, we're gonna have to blend this whole area in here, and then we're just putting a couple of hardened steel there. Okay, we're down to 166. And we're now getting down onto this level. Now we'll just put in some hardened steel there. And maybe we'll just put another layer. Now, I don't want that to come forward, so what we'll do is we'll probably stop the double layer there. So then somehow we got to blend this in. Come like that. We put in, say, like that. And then change to that there. Like that. And then, oops, that's too thin. And then come back to yeah, I think that will work there. And then what we could do is have a mixture of taper in and half blocks, because what we're going to have here is the gun turret position out on this level here. So what we're going to need to do is maybe blend this in like that, and then that makes that a bit messy, doesn't it? Then again, we can create a ridge line here. So if I put that in there, and then that will kind of come up to this edge like that, and then somehow we've got to blend this in, so that maybe we can get a bit of an angle across like that. I think we're starting to get the overall shape of the rear of the ship now. I mean, I could put in a couple of ordinary turrets on this corner here. We could build a turret position here, so we'd have rocket turret, laser turrets, and then the 15mm turrets here. So that's an option. Oops, so we've got that there. I'm quite happy with this area here, although I don't want this spine to go out too far, because it might obstruct the range of shoots in this area. And what we can do, whoops, on that, we'll just, I think we can put in this area here. We got underneath here. Okay, just put in a couple of those like that. You there. And then we'll just drop in under there, 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 and then that will fill in that area there. Apologies that this does look a little bit like Minecraft, but I think think sometimes that's the name of the game that you've got to do. So if we drop that there, and then we've got kind of hard and steel blocks like that, out like that. Maybe just. Whereas I don't really know if I can blend this corner in with this area here. I've got absolutely no idea if I can get a block back. I don't think any of these blocks would really fit in here, will it? So we might have to compromise a little bit unless I do something. Oops. I mean, we could come in like that and actually kind of treat this as a separate plane to this. We could come down in a series like that. See how that looks. Sometimes what you got to do is you just got to go for it and see how it actually looks as it builds down. If it looks rubbish, you take it out and start again. And then just keep building it down like that. Because this is quite steep. So we'd have to have quite a... What we'd have to do now is maybe put in something like that. Then maybe have a break here so it goes forward and then this becomes down. I think this is maybe a bit too steep. I mean, I could narrow this down a bit, but then we'd have to turn this corner here. I think we're back to down like that. Maybe we could pick up this plane coming down here, behind here, because this is now, you know, this is alongside the. So what we could do is, I'll be completely honest. There's a good chance I might tear all this out and start again, but you don't try things out, you just may never know. Actually, I think what we could do here is put in a couple of half blocks like that, and then to harden there. Back to combat. Come down like that, so it comes down in a kind of, this comes down in a series of steps, and then just come in like that. I mean, I could bring this back a little bit more and strike off at this point here, but I don't think it's really that necessary. I mean, there's nothing that says that I've got to have sloping sides. I mean, I could have a vertical side here just to emphasize this difference here. Yeah, I think I'm quite happy with this thrusters here. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'd like to do a bit of work here, but I'm running out of blocks. I've got loads of titanium plates as far as I know. Look, here we've got plenty of titanium plates. So what we could do is, we're just going to use up the rest of the so let's just work into this area. Let me just, we come out, say, like that, and then so that reflects that there, and then what we can do is rotate, maybe the wrong way around. Here we get this right. Yeah. We can then bring this back this way, like that, and like that, and like that. This actually creates a line coming back this way. We can put a connector back through to here, or the turret. In fact, my inclination is if we take that out and take out that one, that side. Of course, we're going to go over the other side and take out the block on this side. Of course, there's nothing that says we've got to go back and do this. And we should be able to put that into there. So that kind of mirrors this area here. And it means that we could then put something in here that will allow that to come out that way. Missing what happened there. Put you in there. I think it's probably a bit better to work on this side because the lighting is slightly better. So we've got this area here. I need to work on these gun positions, but maybe we can put in right, so we got this area here. This area is working in this area, and let me see, do we curve this down? If I put this in, if we bring this down another layer like that, A2, I think that brings this way below that position there. We've got that turret there. We've got a nice long length here. We've got turrets there. So, and we've got a nice big space out here. So what I'm thinking now is we do one in line with that and one at the front. So we put in, we'll do actually put the turret position in just to see how far it comes out. Whoops. Actually, no, let me just, if I take out this block here, and if we put a turret there, it should be able to fire up and along the ship, shouldn't it? Turret, I mean, would it be restricted? Let me just have a look. Because the actual firing position is along the main axis. So like, although we're going to need extra blocks around it to protect the firing position. I don't think I've actually got any actual stores. Okay, block store. Got tool turrets. So I haven't really made any weapons. Just have a quick look at the MCR Pioneer. Structure outs. Now we've got another tool turret. Quick look in here. We've got base projectile turrets. We've got tool turrets. No. Let me just go to for materials and come in here. And what we're going to do is, see, there's a rocket turret there that requires, that's for a CV. So what we're going to do is make one of those. Of course, there's no power on. So, into here. And I think what we're going to do is a couple of projectile turrets. That's what I want, isn't it? We'll make a couple of those, and These are base rocket turrets. I'm building the right ones on a CV, yeah. Minigun turrets for HV. This is a CV one. That's the base rocket turret. Where's the one I want for the capital vessel? Yep, I think we'll just build these out just to get that done. And while they're building, what we're going to do is go over to do, just put back to block store. We're connected. Fire up the multi-tool, 3 blocks, and we'll just do a little bit more block mining. Just keep mining out my my block mine. Don't really need that, so just we got in here. Large generator T1. I think I'm going to take that as a whole generator. In fact, I take 2 of them, so I can keep them in reserve. Just salvage that. Wow, something's still in here. I thought I'd done all the cargo boxes. Never mind. So I'm just going to come in here. So we're just picking out these hardened blocks. I think that should be enough for the moment because the weapons should be built by now. So we'll just get back over here. Need to keep an eye on my oxygen and food. Right, let's put that back to there. Raw materials, where are you outputting to? Oh, you're outputting back to yourself. Okay, that means that this is probably full. We need to change this to block store. Yep. The warrior block store. Raw materials. Where's the? There it is. There's the rocket turret, and we got a couple of projectile turrets. So, oops, didn't put them onto the. We don't need those anymore. So let me just. So we got cannon turret. Yeah, so let's have a look at this one. So this is actually the flak turret. Ah, that could be interesting. We've got a rocket turret and a flak turret. I think we'll put a rocket turret on first. Make sure it's the right way round. It'll be a bit difficult to tell. I think a centrally mounted rocket turret there. These could be flak turrets. I think that could make them even more effective. And then, what was it? The firing position here. Oops. We'll just change to there. Minigun turret, cannon turret. I think what I might do is actually go for the cannon turrets there. Oh, finger twitched, finger twitched. So we'll just have to tree view. Yeah, I think if we have cannon turrets here. Actually, what? Just had a thought. If we got the cannon turrets here, the lasers here, and then what we could do is actually put the flak turrets out on the edge, isn't it? Because they're effectively anti-aircraft, aren't they? I mean, that would make sense. This block, this one doesn't look finished. I wonder whether I've run out of blocks. Not that it makes any difference. This is just pure experimentation at the moment. So if I put you, make sure you're a cannon turrets. So we'll have a couple of cannon turrets like that. Their job will be to sit here and fire in that direction. We'll probably put some more, another cannon turret there. We'll have the flak turrets out here, which would be effectively, they will work in a anti-drone role. We'll have some plasma cannons here. Did you put one on that side? No, you didn't. That because that's not truly lined up. Because I didn't take those blocks out, did I? That's why. It couldn't put it in the right position because I didn't actually take those. One of the hazards of the symmetry plane. And then that will fit there. And then we can take that one off there. Yeah, I quite like that. We've got the artillery turrets, a couple of cannon turrets like this, and like that. Again, I don't think... Yeah, and then we've got this area underneath here, which we can fill in. Let me just do that. Put some blocks like that there. Maybe just put a block there and a block there. And then what we'll do is we'll bring this area down this way. So then we'll have to blend this in. I actually quite like this idea of a firing position. Although this one will... If I put a turret there, that will actually be in the way of that turret. So maybe what we can do is come down. Let me just... So what we can do is come along like that. Put that there. And then come down. How many blocks up is that? Well, quite a few blocks up, so I say I come across like that, about there. These are going to be in the way. These aren't going to be. These are going to be difficult to texture in, aren't they? Okay, we'll just put that there. So we're getting very low on that steel blocks. What we'll do is we'll retrieve these. Oh, this is not that thick, is it? This is my engineer's walls. Oh, they're behind blocks anyway, so it's not like it's... And then what we'll do is we'll just put in a layer of those and a layer of those there. And then we'll bring you out like that. And of course we won't have the opposite on the other side. I'll have to do that manually. And the idea is that this turret will give fire there. Then we'll have another cannon turret here. And because this one is lower than that one, it means that this turret will be able to fire forward without hitting that turret there. So what we're going to have to do is come over to here and just get this aligned. Take these out like that, and like that. And that will give me 2 turret firing positions. And then underneath here, just put in some... Oops, messed that up. Finger twitched again. Like that. The rate I'm going, I'm going to turn this ship into quite a major siege ship. But and then maybe we'll take out that. I'll just emphasize these bastions, I think. So if we take out that, say like that and that, and still got a few of them left, so we'll just go in, and then we'll just turn that round, drop that in there like that, that in there like that, that like that, and we can do the same there and there, so that side can come out like that. Just fly over the side and take you out. We'll just kind of, oops, can't see what I'm doing. And then we'll have to blend in this corner here. Got a little bit of a gap underneath, so just drop in some hardened steel blocks like that, and then that means that, yeah, I think that will work. And what we could do is work some way to so that this slope comes up slightly to give a bit of protection there. So we got a gun position there, position there, and we'll just put in that one there. Oops, there's a hardened steel block, but never mind. Yeah, I'm starting to like what I'm seeing now. I mean, obviously I need a lot more blocks to blend this in, but I think if I start getting the weapons in the firing positions, definitely going to have some flat guns on here. In fact, I'm tempted to bring this out of a square and have top and bottom mounted flat guns on this corner and this corner. Maybe we'll bring this back a little bit and we'll emphasize the angle here and then come out like that, and we could do the same on this side. But I'm just about to die from lack of oxygen, so maybe it's time to head back to the Pioneer. I can find the entrance. There it is. Just going to get back into here. I'm sure probably some of you were starting to speculate whether I hadn't been paying attention and that I was just about to so we'll just come in. And I think this is where I'm going to leave it. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Hope you found it interesting. In the next part we will be back down on the planet and finish off those 2 POIs. But until next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.